Welcome to Conversations Live, where we bring you the best in music, books, entertainment, and more. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 16 years of broadcasting, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio audience and those tuning in online. We're excited to welcome Brian C. Schilling to our program today to talk to him not only about his journey in front of the camera as an actor, but also his work as a producer and content creator to be able to create roles not only that he enjoys playing, but also that people enjoy watching as well. Brian has created a series called Stuck. We'll talk to him about that, but also about the great work that he's been able to do in his community as well. If you guys are not following Brian, we'll let you know how to do so, as well as how to stay connected with the series. Brian, hello to you and welcome to the program.
Hi, thank you so much, Cyrus. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, the pleasure is definitely all mine. So let's begin where we are now in 2020. Of course, people are starting to move around a bit, Brian, so people are trying to find their own semblance of normalcy right now. But one of the things you've been able to do is to see a great response to this series called Stuck. So let's talk about that. What has it been like for you to see the way that people are responding to the episodes of the series?
Oh my God, it's been amazing. It's overwhelming with great joy and nothing with humbleness, and so grateful and blessed to have received this vision for the series Stuck. Something that when I was laying in bed one night and couldn't sleep and tossing and turning and flipping and flopping, and I sincerely, from my mouth to God's ears, I felt God's presence. And he literally handed me this vision of Stuck, and he said, "Hey, Brian, I'm giving you this vision and this storyline and this concept and this project, and I'm literally placing it on your lap, and I want you to be successful, and I want you to make me proud." And I immediately shot out of bed and just started writing down different ideas, and the storyline came to me first, and the name Stuck came to me second, and then the characters and so forth. But the log line for the show Stuck is the log line is a mob couple is at war for throne of their dead marriage. And it's an amazing show. It's a web series that we put up on YouTube right now because of the unfortunate circumstances right now that we're dealing with COVID-19. You know, everybody is at home and they're on their tablets, they're on their iPads, their laptops, their cell phones, and people are looking for new, fresh content. You know, they're tired of watching reruns of other shows, and they're looking for something new to watch, some fresh faces, fresh shows, fresh storylines. And it was, you know, not only an amazing blessing from God to get this vision for Stuck, but it was also perfect timing. You know, and you got to take advantage of the opportunities that God gives you when he gives them to you. And so I embraced it with love and started creating it with my partners. And yeah, we just released episode 5 of season 1 last night. We release a new episode every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it can be seen on YouTube at Think Schilling.
And we're going to remind our audiences a little bit later. Brian, I want to go back to a couple of things that you mentioned, because I think there is, if people look back at these last 3 months, I think people will see missed opportunities, right? I mean, because you said something that I've heard from a few creatives that I've had on the program recently, and that is, while others were kind of stuck, pun intended there, that they looked for ways to make the most of the time. So I want to ask you this question. What made you not be stuck and see, okay, even though this could be looked at as an obstacle for some, that I'm going to be able to look for the opportunity in it?
Yes, absolutely. And again, you know, once I received that vision, and, you know, once I received, you know, the log line and the storyline and the characters, I immediately said to myself, I'm like, there's a reason God placed this in my lap, and there's a reason that he placed this in my lap at this time. And, you know, going back to taking advantage of the opportunity is you know, I'm a workhorse, and I'm a hustler, and I don't stop. There's never a dull moment, never a dull second. And I put that pen to the paper, and it was 3, 4 in the morning, and I literally texted my partners. I said, listen, we got to roll with this, and we got to roll now. Because everything happens for a reason. I sincerely believe that.
Right.
And especially now with the times that we're in and people at home, like I said, everybody looking for new, fresh content. The platform we chose at this point is YouTube. Because everybody can watch shows on YouTube right now because, like I said, they have their phones and their tablets and so forth. So it was just, with hard work comes good rewards. And when you receive that vision, you got to take advantage of it immediately.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing that you brought up, that one was the opportunity and that you took advantage of, but the other, of course, I think the trust that comes with something like this, because having watched it as I was prepping for the segment with you, I think that is the thing that, it is good. The cast, the acting. And so I want to talk about that. What was it like for you to trust your vision with these individuals and then to have them trust you to help bring it to life?
Yeah, absolutely, and that is, it's all about collaboration. And as a producer and as an actor, I'm all about inclusion. And it was just, it was great. We put out the castings, the casting notices, and the roles and the breakdowns and so forth on all of the acting websites. And we've got, we got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of submissions for each role that we were casting. And we went through the whole audition phase. We had everybody self-tape, of course, virtually. We did Zoom conferences and Skype conferences and so forth. And we sincerely each character that we cast just fit the role so perfectly. And the way that, to receive, let's say, 200-300 submissions for one character that we're casting for one breakdown, through the casting notices and the submissions, to be able to pick that one out of 200 or 300 that really fits the character, fits the role, the whole storyline, the whole show itself, it really was, like I said, it's just by God's grace. It's just me and my two partners, my production partners, because I obviously act in the show. I play the role of Paulie Stuck, and then my other, one of my business partners, Vinicius Machado, he plays the role of Rico, and then his wife, Anastasia Machado, she plays the role of Greta. So not only are we the three main actors in the show, but we're also business partners, and it's just collaboratively. We were able to, take what was given to us from a casting perspective and the casting standpoint, and we really watched every single tape that came to us. There wasn't one audition tape that we did not watch. It's Vinicius Zoran Machado and Anastasia Zoran Machado, and then me, Brian C. Schilling. So I play Paulie Stuck, Vinicius plays Rico, and Anastasia plays Greta. And then all the other characters that are around us, those are the three main characters of Stuck, and then the other characters that are around us, they just, they branch off from us, and they fill the gaps where needed to help the success with the story and the show.
Right. And that brings up another great point then, Brian, for our audience out there, especially for those who are content creators looking to be able to create content, to be able to do what you've been able to do similar to Stuck. And that is about taking advantage of the opportunities when it comes to media, right? New media has been so powerful for us. Even in the past 10 years, I was thinking about this, what we're able to do with social media, with YouTube, like you mentioned, how has that really benefited you as a content creator to be able to take advantage of those platforms and to be able to build an audience, because you have thousands who are viewing these episodes? What has it been like for you to be able to tap into that and to use it to your advantage?
Yeah, absolutely. Another great question, and thank you. It's the reason we chose YouTube is because everybody who has internet access can get onto YouTube. And you can search Think Schilling, and then it pops up with Stuck, and you can watch episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Not everybody is fortunate enough to have cable television. They can't watch cable stations or other platforms out there that have TV shows and films and so forth. So to be able to do something on the internet like YouTube, which is very accessible to anybody with internet, it's easy access.
Right.
And from a promotional perspective, we promote the show every single week, and yeah, we're blessed. I mean, we're getting thousands and thousands and thousands of views and comments and thumbs ups, and everybody wants more. It's very engaging. We keep the episodes anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes long, and people comment down below saying, "Hey, we want more. This is amazing. This another twist in this episode." So it's really positive feedback, which we love, and so it's really turned out to be just absolutely tremendous, and we thank everybody for their support sincerely.
Yeah, and we're going to remind people how they can be able to watch it. I want to say for those who are just tuning in on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. Brian C. Schilling is our guest for this segment. We're talking with him not only about his journey in front of the camera as an actor, but also his role as a producer and content creator. We were just talking a good bit about his series Stuck. We're going to remind you guys of how you can watch that. I want to go back to that because it is your first time on our program this year, Brian. I want to talk about how this all began. When did you know that acting was something that you were interested in?
Yeah, that's so I'm a former ice hockey player, and I've always been an entertainer. When I was playing hockey, I was entertaining thousands of fans in the stadium. And it was unfortunate because I injured my back and had back surgery, and that required me to retire from playing hockey. And so the hockey door closed, and the acting door opened. And it really started because my agent was like, "Listen, Brian, you have a great look, a great personality, a lot of energy, this, that, and the other. What do you think about getting into, the arts and entertainment?" And I said, "Absolutely, I would love to," because I really enjoy, any way that I can help change someone's life for the better, or help change the world for the better. Even if it's 5 people, right? Then that 5 people can change another 5 people, and it just spreads and spreads and spreads like a spider web. And, it's like, people look to sports and people look to arts and entertainment because they need to laugh, or because they need to cry, or because they need to hear someone else's story, or they need to put their, put someone else's shoes on for one day. And so it's the arts and entertainment is really an industry where, you can definitely make a positive, not only for people's lives, but also for the world. And I'm also an awarded humanitarian, and that's something that's near and dear to me, is that, I truly and genuinely do care and sincerely do care about the audience, whether it's fans in a stadium when I was playing hockey, or whether it's fans that are watching me either on camera or watching the projects that I produce behind camera, both as an actor and as a producer.
So, did it seem like, and I'm glad you mentioned, of course, the work you're able to do in the community, because it's a great, I think, connection there. Did you always know then, Brian, that this was going to be bigger than you, and not just professionally, but also even personally, that the platform you were given was something that you wanted to use for something more than for yourself? Yes,
and this is a message, again, like I was saying earlier, with hard work comes good rewards, and you got to stop stopping yourself. And you gotta stay motivated and stay positive, and you can do anything you want to do if you put your mind and your heart to it. There's nothing that you can't do. You chase your dreams and you go after it, and you put your mind to it and your heart to it, and you can achieve it. And to receive this vision for Stuck from God, it was something. Like I said, it's just an opportunity that. Stuck is an amazing series. It's an amazing show. It's an amazing storyline, amazing cast, crew. everything. But really, where did it come from? It came from God, and it's just such a blessing. And I can't be more excited about it.
Yeah. Well, I could tell, that others are as well. You and I actually connected, Brian, through a mutual friend, Josh Mitchell, who has been able to do some great work in his own right, as well. Of course, we've gotten to know him on this program because of his work in PR. I bring that up because of relationships. I think a lot of times people don't realize the power of them, and I was really curious. And the reason I'm making this connection is because of what you mentioned when you were given the idea for Stuck. What you did, you had people in your circle, in your tribe, that you could be able to reach out to and say, hey, this is what we're going to do, and for them to help you do it. So I bring it up for this. Is that one of the messages you share with people, the importance of not only having a tribe that they can trust and rely on, but also being that person that can be relied upon?
Yes. I mean, I'm huge on that. I'm huge about collaboration. Like you said, one person can lead to the next person, which leads to the next person, and you just connect the dots and connect the dots and connect the dots. But I believe in collaboration. I believe in teamwork. But also, the way I perceive it is that the smaller, the better. Because especially in this industry, it's all about trust. And, there's a lot of people out there who, they want to cherry pick your ideas. They want to cherry pick this, cherry pick that. They'll tell you what you want to hear until they're blue in the face. But, if you can establish a team that you can literally consider family and call family, and keep that team and keep that circle tight and keep that communication and that trust ongoing forever and keep it tight, lock it up and put the key in a safe. The sky's the limit for what you can accomplish as a creative, not only as an actor, but also as a producer, a director, a content creator, cast, crew. I mean, you name it. It's when you try to get caught up in the big circles, and so forth, it's things can get dirty at times. But when you keep your circle tight, and you have that communication and you have that trust, like I said, the sky's the limit.
Wow. So true. So, I mean, with all that you have going on, and we're getting ready to go now into, it's hard to believe, halfway through 2020, and again, people are making the adjustments. They are, being able to still move forward, to be able to find their way, to share their voice. What's next for you? You have the successful series. What do you see next on the horizon for you, Brian?
Yeah, so we have the series Stuck. And then also in the pipeline, I'm also creating and producing another series that we are in pre-production for. And I'm also in pre-production as well for a feature film. So again, I said earlier, we don't stop. There's never a dull moment, never a dull second. We're moving and shaking and hustling 24/7, 365. And so I got another series in the pipeline and a feature film in the pipeline. And we're going to be moving on to season 2 for Stuck. Just for negotiation and legality purposes, I can't speak too much about that, other than the log line that I've given. Mob couple at war for thrown to their dead marriage. But yeah, we just keep going and going and going, and we got a lot of stuff on the shelf that we can start pre-production on at any time. Because sometimes, Cyrus, you go to negotiate and you're with the studio executive or a network executive, and they say to you, okay, you know what, we love this, Brian. We love this, but we're looking for a comedy, and this is a drama. Do you have anything that's comedy? Absolutely we do. Absolutely we do.
Right.
So you have to stay relevant. You have to stay relevant in this business, in this industry. And maybe they're not looking for a drama or a comedy. Maybe they like horror. So they said, do you have any horror genre that you can do? We're looking for a horror film. So yeah, absolutely we do. We have horror. So the more, that you have, it just adds more meat to the bone. And that's something that we emphasize is let's make sure that we have as much on the shelf as we can that caters to all genres, because you never know what they're going to want. They might say no to one project and yes to another. You never know.
Right. And it goes back to that old saying that content creators create. And I think that is the thing, to be able to always be in that position where you have something, as you mentioned, to be able to fit the needs. Again, everyone, Brian C. Schilling has been our guest. Great conversation with you, Brian. We've been talking with him not only about his journey as an actor and producer, but also the series that's getting a lot of attention right now called Stuck. As you heard Brian say, it is available, of course, through YouTube. You guys can go to YouTube, look for Think Schilling. In fact, you've made it pretty easy all over all social media, Brian. I think Schilling is kind of your name for everything, right?
Yeah, Think Schilling is my name for everything. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok. I have my own website, thinkschilling.com, and everything is Think Schilling.
So make sure you guys are staying connected. Brian, congratulations to you again. Really appreciate the time, and looking forward to our next conversation together.
Yeah, sounds great. Thank you, Cyrus. I appreciate it, and stay safe and healthy, and you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you. You did the same thing, Brian. And you all have a great one as well. We appreciate you all tuning into this episode of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations. Let's make it a great one.